Every time I open YouTube, someone is talking about how they got monetized in 14 days, how they reached 4,000 watch hours in a month, how they gained 10,000 subscribers in 30 days. Don't get me wrong, that's amazing for them. But after watching so many videos, I begin to wonder, what am I doing wrong? I've been posting consistently on YouTube for the last month. I have been planning my content, recording videos. I have been trying to figure this editing thing out, trying to create these thumbnails. I have been researching the SEO, studying analytics. And if I'm being honest, my views are still low. My watch hours have not exploded. Like for me, there hasn't been some magical moment where YouTube suddenly decided to push my content. So for a minute, I began to question myself. I'm like, okay, maybe this is what the beginning looks like. Maybe the videos we don't see enough of are the ones where people are actually building, right? So today, that's what I'm going to talk about. This video is for anyone who's trying to grow a YouTube channel and you may feel discouraged because the journey doesn't look like everyone else's. Because I think we really need to normalize what the beginning feels like. Because one thing I have learned is that YouTube is full of success stories. And of course, we need those stories because they are inspiring, but we don't always hear everything that happened before those success stories. Some creators already had an audience on other platforms. Some, have years of experience in maybe marketing. And some had one video go viral. Some uploaded hundreds of videos before anyone noticed them. The point is, everyone's journey is different. So when you compare your beginning to someone else's breakthrough, you're comparing two completely different situations. So instead of asking, why am I not growing like them? I begin to ask myself, what can I learn from my own journey? And when I ask myself that question, it begins to change everything. Because I used to believe that if I just posted consistently, the views would naturally come. But now I realize that that's only part of the equation, right? Consistency, of course, it will give opportunities, but it doesn't guarantee results. So every upload, it teaches me something new. Maybe the thumbnail didn't work. And when I tell you guys, those thumbnails are kicking my butt. Maybe people clicked away after 30 seconds. I am trying my best to start adding B-rolls and to just really learn how to edit these videos. Maybe my title wasn't searchable enough. Maybe my storytelling could be stronger. I am working on learning how to tell stories too. Every video for me, it becomes data. Every upload is another lesson. And I am being honest today. This is hard. This is hard, but I'm learning and I'm improving. Sometimes I have to remind myself why I started and why I am here. Of course, I want to be monetized. Everyone wants to be monetized, but I also want to build a community where people can come to my page, they can get advice on business, they can get encouragement on life. That's the page that I want. I want my page to be a place away from home. I want this channel to be something meaningful for not just me, but for everyone else. I also want to build on skills. I want to, learn how to storytell. I want to become more comfortable on camera. Of course, I want to improve my editing. I'm learning search engine optimization. I'm understanding what my audience enjoys. Those are skills that nobody can take away from me. And I have those skills in business, but YouTube is a different beast. So even if my channel disappeared tomorrow, I will still have everything that I have learned about YouTube. So Instead of obsessing over views every day, this is what I'm focusing on. First, I'm focusing on staying consistent, not because consistency is going to guarantee me success, because I can't improve if I stop. Second, I study my analytics. I pay attention to click through rate, audience retention, which topics people, watch, which thumbnails get clicked. At this point, I'm treating my channel like an experiment instead of a report card. The third thing is I am giving myself permission to get better. My videos today are already better than the ones from 2 weeks ago. I think my thumbnails are improving. My editing is only going to get better. So just bear with me, guys. I'm learning to tell better stories. I'm learning to get to the point, right? I'm learning that growth matters. The fourth thing is I'm creating content that reflects who I am, lifestyle, federal HR, entrepreneurship, beauty. I love a good beauty routine. But I'm not going to bore y'all with beauty. Starting over in my 40s, talking about caregiving, that military spouse life that I had, because all of those experiences are real and all of those experiences made me the woman who I am today. And I just believe that being authentic will last longer than chasing trends. So for some people, my content may be boring, but for some people, I may be a breath of fresh air. So I just want you to be encouraged as well. You're not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay, right? That's fine. So don't worry about that. Just continue to do your content. And one of the hardest, things about YouTube is that numbers can make you feel like you're failing. 10 views, 20 views, 50 views. It's easy to think that no one cares. But what if one of those 10 people need exactly what you shared? What if the next video is the one that starts gaining traction? What if success takes longer than you expected? You won't know if you stop. So the promise that I made to myself, I'm going to keep showing up. Yep, simple, but so powerful. I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep improving. I'm not doing this because I know exactly when the channel is going to grow. I'm doing it because maybe I'll make a video talking about how this channel became monetized. And then I'll tell you guys to look back at this video. Maybe this will happen in 6 months. Maybe it'll take a year. Maybe it'll take longer. At this point, guys, I don't care because I have just been worrying and stressing myself out about trying to do it quickly when in the past, nothing has happened quickly for me. I am not an overnight success. Everything that I have put in work for it. So I don't know why I thought this YouTube channel would be different. But what I can say is when the day comes, I will be able to say that I learned it, I earned it. And although my numbers were small, I kept showing up. So if you are watching and you are also building your YouTube channel, a business, a dream, or even just a new chapter in your life, I hope you don't quit because someone else's timeline should not predict yours. So I want you to keep posting, keep learning. I want you to keep improving. And I just want you to remember the people we admire, the ones we admire today was once beginners too. Let that sink in. So thank you so much for spending time with me. If this conversation has encouraged you, I'd love for you to subscribe and join me here on the Brooks Edit. I'm sharing real journeys, the wins, the setbacks, and everything in between. Do not be discouraged. Be of good heart. I just know that we will all be monetized on YouTube one day, and it may not be today, but it will be one day. So just don't give up. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Because one thing about looking at someone else's paper, it'll have you second guessing the decisions, the choices, the answers that you have. Just focus on your paper. I know teachers used to tell us that all the time, but it is so true. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Don't try to copy someone else's channel. Allow your channel to be authentic. Allow yourself to be authentic. I am not a woman that gets up every day and put on makeup and get snazzy. No. So I am going to record in a fresh face. I am going to record sometimes in a bun. Sometimes I may record, sweatshirt, whatever the case is, but I'm going to show up and record. So I don't ever want anyone to think that this channel is a big production, because it's not. And so maybe you don't have a camera, that's expensive. You have a phone. Maybe you don't have a mic. It's okay. Sit close enough to where you can project. I'm saying all that to say, start somewhere. And as you begin to grow, you will get the things you need, but don't let the things you don't have stop you from making the video, stop you from putting your content out. Because I am telling you guys, it's going to work. So again, thanks for watching. Until the next video, be safe, be loved, and be blessed.